What up? What up? What up, world? It's week 4. We're getting started. Excited. Another week coming in. Unfortunately, it means another week till the end of the season, but it's okay. We're here for you today to get you started with your week 4 everything. Start sit questions, last second tinkering things, anything that you need. You can sit here, ask me. Anthony will be here momentarily. He's getting himself set up. But other than that, we're here to talk about week 4, start sit and inactives and actives. So around 11:30, I'll make sure to get those out to you as soon as I get them. And we're going to break things down. Make sure you check out our Monday night. We go over waivers. Wednesdays, we do roster help by buy, sell, and trade, to get you guys, your teams a little bit in a better shape. And then Friday nights, we break it down, going through each team. And then Sundays, we're here to help you with last minute things moving forward. So make sure you guys check out our show. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys check out Friday's show because we are now over 200 subscribers. We are really excited about this. We're going to be doing a giveaway, and make sure you find the hashtag that we will be using in that show. I'm not going to tell you here, but make sure you guys check that out on our Friday show. We do have a bunch of timestamps on it, so that can help you get to each matchup. But make sure you guys watch to find out what it is. We're going to be giving away a T-shirt. So just make sure you guys are aware of that. I'm also going to take a few seconds to go and plug this real quick. We are partnered with Underdog Fantasy, which they've been doing. It's a great app to use. They have Pick'em, Resurgence, Best Ball, all these different things. Make sure you guys are using the promo code GetRight. And when you do, after you make your first deposit, you'll get an extra $10. And you can use that in all your picks and all the things that you need to do. So check them out. They're a great site, great app to use. I strongly recommend them. I use them almost every week when I have the money. But otherwise, let's just get into a couple of things, house cleaning things. Since we've been here on Friday, there are a few players that we were unsure of. So we get the opportunity now to kind of, know for sure for a few players. Right now, expected to play is Juju Smith-Schuster and Deontay Johnson. We know they're good to go. TJ Watt, if you're a IDP or just someone that, looks at the other side of the ball, he'll be there too. For the Washington football team, they're going to have Curtis Samuel back. So he will be active today and ready to go. I just got confirmed also. Antonio Gibson and one of the D linemen are both playing today, and they were initially listed as questionable, but it looks like they're good to go. So we got one person that we know for sure. He was on my maybe list. So now we know for sure. I just got that confirmed. We heard that Daryl Henderson is going to be playing today, so put him in your lineup. He should be okay against Arizona. It's a rib tolerance thing, so they did activate a someone from the practice running back from the practice squad. I think that's more of a precaution, not that they're going to not have him on the field. Usually when that happens, it can go both ways, and I think he'll be fine. DeAndre Hopkins, good to go. Practiced all week, but he's going against Jalen Ramsey, so that's a little bit of a tough matchup. Make sure you guys, curb your expectations, but he could do fine. So we'll see how that matchup goes. I'm kind of excited to see how that ends up. Jonathan Taylor, good to go. So put him in your lineups. He should be fine. And Dalvin Cook, as I wrote this morning in the channel, he is good to go. He told reporters walking in he's going to play, and he's going to be playing like his normal self. So expect good things from him. The players that we know that are out already, Christian McCaffrey, we know he's out. He won't be put on IR, but he's out. Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, get them out of your lineups. They have hamstring issues. It's Chester Rogers and Nick Westbrook, something or other that I cannot pronounce his name. They will be the primary pass catchers in that offense. Elijah Moore for the Jets is out with a concussion. We know that Russell Gage is out. We've known that for a little bit. He's been out for a few weeks. For the Giants, Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton are both out with hamstring issues. They're not going to be put on IR at this point, but they will not be active today. John Ross has been active from their IR, so he will get his debut today versus the New Orleans Saints. Quentin Nelson is put on IR for the Colts, so that's kind of a big hit to just anyone on that offense. He's a Pro Bowl, guard that is a huge piece to that offense. We know now that Chase Claypool will be out today, so take him out of your lineup. And also Marquise Valdez-Scantling, good at MVS, he will be out today. So make sure he's out of your lineup as well. Alan Lazard will take up that second role. He could be a little bit of a sneaky play that you could probably use in DFS if you're looking for a very cheap option. Ronnie Stanley is out for the Baltimore Ravens. He's their left tackle. That's pretty significant. He's pretty much, one of the best left tackles in the game. So just be aware of that. Giovanni Bernard is out, and so is James White. Unfortunately, he'll be out for the full season with that hip injury. And also the big news that came out yesterday is Gronk. Good old Rob Gronkowski will be out for this game against New England. He has 2 fractured ribs. So, just be aware. A few late game window people that were questionable as of, yesterday that kind of turned as of today. Elijah Mitchell for the San Francisco 49ers, he will be out today. So please, make sure you can have him out of your lineup. Trey Sherman could have the bulk of the carries. We'll see how that goes. I'm actually kind of excited. I have Trey Sherman on my team. He's on my bench. I have to kind of roll with the either Myles Gaskin or Trey Sherman. I'm very in between on that particular game or that particular, what to do. George Kittle is expected to play. They say that right now he looks good, but all these players that I'm mentioning, I would make sure you have a backup for because when they say expected to play, that means that there's still a possibility that they might not. They do warm up. They do have things that happen in warm-ups that could knock them out. So make sure that you have backups for everybody that I'm listing at this point. Tyler Lockett, he is also going to be expected to play. They said he looks good, but make sure you have someone just in case in this late window. Melvin Gordon is another person they are saying is expected to play. He's been dealing with rib and knee injury. Just make sure you have somebody available. For this particular game, there were also rumors and a couple of reports that came out yesterday evening about Tyson Williams might be a healthy scratch. And I know that's a little bit upsetting because a lot of people like him and want to play him. But right now, I would just be aware that he might be a healthy scratch. So have somebody as a backup and wait till 2:30 to 2:30 Eastern, 3:00, something like that. They will have those inactives ready to go. So we have someone new, Roddy Raymond. How you doing, bro? Welcome to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like what we're doing and like what we're saying. We got Beasley, Patterson. I'm assuming Melvin Gordon, not Josh. Kenny Galladay, Gaskins, or Fournette flex for full PPR. Okay. I wanna say Beasley. Just first reaction looking at this, I'm gonna say Beasley. I understand that this is a primo matchup for for Buffalo going against Houston, but he gets anywhere from 7 to 11 targets a game. So I'm pretty confident in his ability to get the pass. I don't mind Patterson and Gordon and Galloway. Like all these guys are pretty high on my list in general, but I like Beasley out of these as a flex option. What's going on, Wilson? One of our ambassadors. Great to see you in here. Hope you're having a good morning. I know it's kind of early for a couple people on the West Coast. It's about 8:00 over there. So welcome. Good morning. I've been up. This is my rare occurrence that I get to be awake and Ant is the one that's going to be a little tired. Another questionable that I wanted to bring up is Josh Jacobs. This is the Monday night game, and he will be considered a game time decision. So make sure if you don't have Peyton Barber or Kenyon Drake, make sure you guys have somebody else that can fill that void in either the late games or the early ones. But at this point, it's kind of hard to trust Jacobs, even if you have him. So I would definitely make sure you find another, option. So Wilson is asking me flex one: Mike Davis, CEH, Robert Woods, and Antonio Brown or Tim Patrick. Those honestly are all fantastic options. He made the trip. There's a chance he could. Oh, so I'm getting a report now that Panthers running back made the trip to, Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey made the trip to Dallas, and there is a chance he could return next week, but maybe more likely 2 weeks. He's on the field going through stretching and routine. So be aware that this could be the case. It could be next week or the week after. We were kind of anticipating that because they didn't put him on IR. So just something to keep an eye on. But Wilson, to answer your question, I'm not high on CEH, but the Philadelphia Eagles are probably one of the, below average run stopping teams as of late. So I'm okay with playing. I'm okay with playing him in this particular matchup. I'm waiting for the inactives to come through, but if Brandon Williams for the Ravens is out, I would be much more. I would be. Oh no, they're playing. I apologize. They're playing San Francisco, or no, they're playing. Who's Cleveland playing? Oh, I had all my notes here. I apologize. But I'm going to stick with CH. I remember looking at everything beforehand, and he's up in my rankings a little bit. So I'm going to stick with CH for this particular one. So, Wilson, I hope that helps you. All right, we're getting closer to game time. I'm just waiting for a lot of inactives and a lot of things coming through. I want to make sure I have all the games set up so I don't mess that up again. They're playing Philadelphia like I thought. Brandon Graham's out. Yeah, play CH. He's the better option. Brown is boomer bust. Right now, we don't know about Woods. Tim Patrick I like, but going against pretty decent cornerbacks out in Baltimore. I think that will be a little bit of a closer game than we think. I don't trust Mike Davis, so I'm gonna stick with CAH. He's probably your best option. So hope everyone's having a good morning. This is week 4. Oh, we got another one. Hubbard or Woods? I'm going with Chuba. Going Chuba Hubbard. Like I said, until I see something from Robert Woods, I can't trust it. I just can't. I like Robert Woods. I like the player he is. He is probably one of the most consistent players in fantasy. And unfortunately, the offense just doesn't look like it is. They're going through a little bit of a change of guard to, Cooper Kupp. And right now, you just can't trust it. I mean, you can hope. I mean, and, the good adage, you can hope in one hand and shit in the other, which one's more real. So I would stick with Hubbard because we know he's guaranteed with volume. And, Dallas is not that great against the run. They are a little bit better against the pass, and that's just because of Trayvon Diggs. I would be very hesitant. I wouldn't be hesitant to play DJ Moore, but I would curb your expectations towards what his production could be this week. I might want to go with someone like Robbie Anderson in that particular predicament, or Terrence Marshall. I like him a lot. Is the rest of your team sleep? More than likely. No, but Ant's up. He's getting ready right now. He will be joining me shortly. I've been in contact with him all morning, so he will be here. So we can definitely throw and bounce these questions off of Anthony when he gets here. So Rasta will be here soon, I promise. I'm doing my best to hold down the fort. and make sure that we're all set, ready to go with everything. And also, like I said, we have our inactives and actives going to be coming up in about 15 minutes. I'll be able to ramble off a bunch of names that I get in through my reports and all that fun stuff that I have on my phone. So I'll be able to get all those to you as soon as I get that. Oh, there he is. He's all ready to go. So he'll be on shortly. Me and him can chat about a bunch of things, our lineups, what we feel about certain things. And, we do this all during the week. So now we can actually do it in front of you guys and get you guys a better idea of what we're thinking coming into week 4. So, sorry, got to get that in there. So, right now, like I told you guys before, players that we know that are out, the big names, Julio Jones and A.J. Brown, they're out. Like I said before, Chester Rogers and Nick Westbrook. I'm not going to try the other part of that name. They will be the next guys up. Anthony Ferkshire is also going to be available for this particular game. He was a scratch last week. So they will have some options. I think they're going to lean on Derrick Henry going against this Jets defense, but you can't run it 100 times in this game. So you're pretty much hoping that these guys can step in and, fill that void. I mean, they're the third options going against the best of the Jets. Might be a decent matchup, but we also know Marcus May is going to be out of this game. He's probably their best safety, one of their better defensive players beyond C.J. Mosley. So this should be an interesting matchup. I forgot what the over/under is off the top of my head, but I know that I have I think I picked. I think it's like 7.5, which I was really surprised about. So I think I picked the. I went with the underdog here. Let me see. I went with the Jets. It feels like that game that could, be a change. So look who it is. We have an awkward shock dad coming in. What's up, man? How you doing? Good to see you out here this morning. Mike and I are looking for a 3-game win streak. Yes, we are. I'm doing well, doing okay in that league. Hoping to do better. But love that league. Doing real well in that right now. I'm in between on Daniel Jones or Zach Wilson. Unfortunately, those are my 2 quarterbacks. I think I'm sticking with Dan, and I don't like saying that either. But I think he's my best option at this point. I had Sterling Shepard go down. I usually like stacking him, and I have Corey Davis with Zach Wilson. I thought about the revenge game for Corey Davis, but I don't like playing those unless I I like it better. If it's a running back, but yeah, Wilson's on board. I really do like Corey Davis. He's a top talent that just never got his opportunity. I think he's going to do well with a decent rookie. So hopefully they can get their shit together. And but I'm not lying. With DSTs and stuff like that, I'm playing against every rookie I can. Anyone that's available, I try to grab that defense that's going against that particular rookie because you can see the bad production. So I have to make a confession. I dropped Younghoe Koo the other day. I'm very upset to having to do that. He's one of my favorite kickers in the league, and I just am sick of his underproducing, and it's because of the Atlanta offense in general. They can't get down the field. When they do get down the field, it's either they go touchdown or they get stopped on the 40 and then they end up punting. So I'm just very disappointed, and I moved on to Dan Carlson, and I'm moving on. I'm moving on. It's sad. It's a sad day in the world. And I'm a big kicker guy. Like I like having my kickers, and I like figuring out who they are. Oh, Wilson with a good question. How do I feel about John Ross playing today for the G-Men? I do feel okay, but I do prefer Kadarius Toney over someone like John Ross. I think what their intention to do today. I mean, they're facing Marcus Lattimore, which is going to be a tough test in general. I would think that Kenny Golladay will be shadowed by him by most of the game. I think what they're going to do is put Colin Johnson. He's a monster receiver. I think he's like 6'4", 225. He's just a big dude, and they're going to put him on the other side, and they're going to put Toney in the middle. I think what they're gonna do is exchange Board and him most of the game. So I think Toney's gonna be that slot guy, and then they're going to kind of rotate out and rotate in Ross. I do think that they're going to use him more in special teams than they are going to be using him on the field, but it doesn't mean that they won't use him on the field at all. He's a straight line runner that is not as he's an unfortunate bust for being somebody that is a first round draft pick. So I feel good about him, but I don't think you're using him in fantasy. I don't even think you can use Toney unless you're in a really, really deep league that you need to use him. I would use him in a third wide receiver type situation or a 2 flex league type thing. But for John Ross, I'm not playing him until I see what's going on. He's just coming off injury too, so you have to be kind of mindful of that as well. So excited about that game. I'm actually going to my dad's house today. Right after this, I'm going to be getting to see my little godson who's watching his 4th game. But I get to hang out with the little guy, my brother, my cousin, having a big family get together. Dad got a new TV, so gotta go over there and watch the game with my family, my girlfriend, and everyone gets to have a great time. A few beers and a few laughs. So really excited to get to go over there, see everybody. So I'll be I'll be wrapping this right up at 12:30 so I can get there in time for the games. So make sure you guys get your start sit questions in now so that I can get going with that. Like I told you, Anthony, and as Anthony told you, he is coming. He's just starting everything up and getting everything set up. So he will be here shortly. I should be getting the inactives in the next seven or so minutes, unless someone breaks out with some other breaking news. So we'll see what that happens. We also know a couple guys that are coming back for debuts that haven't been out there is Curtis Samuel. He'll be out there. So we get to see how that Washington football team does with Curtis Samuel in at wide receiver. We'll also get to see Jameson Crowder coming back for the Jets. I know that's not really a huge deal, but it is in a way. Elijah Moore is going to be out of this game, and I think Denzel Mims will be playing with Corey Davis. So I think that game will be very interesting to see how things go. That's kind of why I'm a little bit more on the I'm more on top of the Jets, being okay this week just because how bad the Titans are. Hopefully both bads turn into something good. So we'll see how that goes. Awkward Shuck Dad. We have Devonte Smith or Ayuk. Ayukin. They're both. Ayuk is one of the hardest people to, answer questions about. He's slowly getting himself back and asserted into the lineup. My rankings have him. I have Devonte Smith ranked higher than Ayuk only by 1. I have Devonte at 30 or 33. He's going against Kansas City. I think that game's going to be, a better matchup in general. Let me bring up my numbers from the show on Friday. so that I can see the over-under for this game. The over-under for this is, yeah, I'm going to go with Devonte Smith. The over-under for that game is 54, so it's a higher number for me. I'm very good with that particular game compared to the San Francisco game. It's only 3 points less. I think both games are going to be, with a lot of points in it, but I can see better things going with Devonte Smith than Ayuk. And which two are you playing? The San Francisco? Oh, you're playing both. Oh, sorry, you're playing him in DFS, not DSD. I'm over myself. Okay, yeah, they're not bad options. Both are not bad for this particular week. I do like Devontae a little bit better though. Let me bring up I have to bring up stats against defenses because I want to double check that too. Like I said, we're going to be getting inactives any minute now. Oh, so we got another question. Hey, Nick Hobby, how you doing? Hope everything's good. I hope you like the channel and make sure you subscribe as well. Below, check out our description for our private sleeper channel. It's a great community. We have a lot of perks, a little, for everyone that joins. I do my best to keep up on injuries and things like that as well. So we got Sutton, Woods, Patrick, or Juju. Pick 2 for a full PPR. I can't have Woods in this particular equation, unfortunately. I just don't trust it, even though, everyone keeps saying he has, that potential. Until I see it, I can't, pick him. I like what Sutton's been doing, so I think I'm going to stick with Sutton. And I think I'm going to go with Juju. Even though I know he's going against Green Bay. Yeah, I'm going to go with Juju and Sutton for this particular game. So good luck. I hope this is, helpful. Juju won't be facing, Jair. I think that's going to go towards, I think that's going to move towards Devontae Smith or to Deontay Johnson. So I think coverage will be more towards him with Jair, and it will leave, Juju a little more open, and he's becoming more of a, possession guy here and there. So I'm a little bit more comfortable playing someone like Sutton and Juju in this particular situation. The only caveat to Sutton is he's going to be going against Jimmy Smith, who I do like as a corner. So Patrick might be a decent play, but I like having the better option in Sutton. So I'm going to stick with Sutton and Juju. But like I said, hopefully that's helpful. Make sure you like and subscribe below. Make sure you check out the description. Check out our other shows too. We're doing a giveaway for being over 200 subscribers. So check out our Friday show that we just did with the breakdown. Me and Anthony broke down everybody. So definitely, a new shirt coming out. Well, not a new shirt, but we're going to get a shirt out there to somebody. We're going to do that on Monday. We need some new Get Right T-shirt apparel. Spike with Mike, Ross the House, Dusted Off with Dustin. I like it. I like those ideas. We need some good logos for us, for each of us. So I've already done my part with my own little, change to the logo. I don't know if you were here last week, Wilson, but I did this to the logo. one of my favorite little things that I've done. So this is one of my favorite backgrounds that I had. I did this last week for Eli's ring ceremony. So I do what I can. I dabble a little bit in this type of making logos and stuff. So that's something. If you're part of the channel and you reach out to me on Sleeper, my stuff and all my info is down there too. I can do things like that for your logo for Sleeper and avatars and stuff like that. So reach out when I get time. I can definitely help out with things like that too. So check out the community if you haven't. It's a great group of guys. We do everything we can to, help you guys win your leagues. That's what we're here for. I really take pride in helping you guys and hope that, our information is helpful for you. So, we can't predict everything. We're like weathermen. But, what can you do? All right. So we're starting to get our inactives and actives. And the one that we knew already is Andy Dalton. He will be inactive today for the Bears. But now it's official. So now we know he will be out. That means that Nick Foles will be right behind him if Justin Fields has a rough day. We see Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor are both active. Just getting that report now. So put them in your lineup. They should be fine. Wentz less than Jonathan Taylor, of course, but get him in there. Looks like Jameson Crowder will be active. We already kind of knew that, but it's good to actually see it on paper and start seeing it through the reports. So fire him up if you're in a tough spot. The Titans defense isn't that great, and I think this is going to be a rough game for both teams. Derrick Henry's the only guy I really feel comfortable with in this particular matchup. As we already know, DeAndre Swift is active, so get him in your lineup. I'm getting word that Dalvin Cook has been is officially active. So make sure Dalvin Cook's good to go. So throw him in there. Be ready to use him like normal. I think he'll be fine. Like I've been telling you guys, Swift will be on the injury report until further notice. He will always just be questionable with that groin injury. So just be aware of that. He will play every week until he aggravates that particular injury. So just be aware. Right now, like I said, I'm just waiting for more inactives. Those are the big ones that have come through as of right now. Antonio Gibson, as we just talked about a few minutes ago, he is active. So make sure you have him in your lineup. You should be good to roll with him right now. He does have a shin injury. They're going against Atlanta. I feel okay about this particular matchup, so I wouldn't worry too much about his availability. What's going on, Doug Martin? Good to meet you. I don't think I've seen you on here before, but if you have, welcome back. If not, please make sure you like and subscribe the show. We have Sutton, Woods, and Deontay Johnson in half PPR. You need to. As I said, this just seems to be the popular question with Sutton, Woods, Deontay. Those are like the top three guys that I keep getting questions about. If you can see above, and honestly, I'm going to stick with Sutton and Deontay here in half PPR. Even though Deontay's going against Jair Alexander, I feel a little bit more comfortable with that. But Sutton is there. Oh, we have a sighting that we might get somebody in a second to help me answer these questions. So just got a whole list of people that are active and inactive. One inactive that we got is that I wasn't aware of for the Eagles. It's Lane Johnson, their right tackle. He is actually pretty significant for their particular offense, so just be aware. Jonavan Whitaker, what's going on, brother? Make sure you like and subscribe. Glad to have you on the show. Flex half PPR, Miles Sanders, Cortland Sutton, or Devin Singletary. I think I'm going to be sticking with Miles Sanders here, even though I do like Devin Singletary for this particular matchup, just because it's, we saw what they did against the Washington football team and how they were able to spread the ball out. I think this is going to be the same type of game when it comes to putting up points. But I think I like Miles Sanders a little bit better. I'd rather go with the top option than a guy that has been fading out slowly. If you look at his snap count for Devin Singletary, it's been going down, and Zach Moss has been going up. So we're at a point where Moss is leading that backfield. He was just coming back from injury, and Singletary just took over for the time being. So I'm liking Miles Sanders for this. What up? Look who it is.
What up? What up? What up, everybody? I'm still asleep, man. No, I'm ready to go. My computer was sleeping on me today. I had to do a bunch of restarts and everything like that. So
No
of course, it made
worries.
me late, but I'm here nevertheless. What's up, Mike?
So what up, brother? Now we got a couple of questions from Dog Martin and Javon Whitaker. What do you think about those? We got Sutton and Woods and Deontay Johnson half PPR need to. What do you think?
I'm probably going Deontay Johnson and Sutton here.
Yep,
Just
I
because of
said the
the
same thing.
questions with Woods right now. If you have the ability to sit him right now, I think there are some better options there. I actually have all three of those guys myself,
Yeah,
Dog
me too.
Martin. And I actually just packaged Woods and Jalen Waddle for AJ Brown. So
Okay.
um just because when you're dealing with a lot of those kind of high end wide receiver twos, you just don't know who to start each week. But based on the matchups, I kind of heard you earlier talking about um, Deontay Johnson grabbing uh Zaire
Jair.
Alexander.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's probably the case here.
You think
He
he's going to
should
go to Juju? I
um,
don't think so.
it looks like he's gonna be matched up on Claypool, from what they're
Claypool's
showing.
out. Yeah, but Claypool's out. So they're gonna
Oh,
move
is he end up
everything.
being out?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
out, inactive. So they're gonna
Okay.
be I'm telling you, they're gonna be moving everything to Deontay. It's just how their particular setup is. I think they're gonna go to him. I think Juju's gonna be a little bit more utilized because I think if I remember correctly, King, their second corner, is gonna be out, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But I remember seeing something about that. So I'm a little bit more comfortable with Juju than I would be Deontay, but I'm fine with Deontay because you saw what happened when he was out, in last week's game. They ended up peppering, Najee Harris. And so he was the big target that was gone that he was throwing to. So I'm fine with Deontay Johnson in this particular matchup. We'll see how it goes. He's more possession and underneath. I know that Juju can go for that deep one, but I think they're gonna just keep it short and sweet for Ben because he can't throw it long. So you're pretty much going to be getting a, eight catches and 60 yards from both of them. Is my best guess. But it's better than nothing. And then Javonte Whitaker or Javon Whitaker, sorry. He's asking about half flex
think it
question for
I think
half
it's
PPR.
is it Jonavon?
Jonavon. Yeah, I'm very bad at names and I apologize. So don't not subscribe because of that. Just let's stick with what the fantasy stuff. So Miles Sanders, Cortland Sutton, or Devin Singletary, only one.
I'm probably going Sutton here as well too.
Oh, okay. I went Sanders going against Kansas City.
Half
So
PPR. I still think he gets the target share over there. It's a nice matchup.
yeah,
We've seen
I
what could happen with Sanders only getting 2 carries. That worries me just a bit as far as the floor.
mm,
Um, even with Sutton being ramped up and not even playing the, first amount of snaps, um,
yeah.
the beginning of the season, he's still producing. So I'd kind of go there with that one.
Yeah, my only thing about that, and like I said before, my only caveat with Sutton is he's going against Jimmy Smith, who is probably he's not he's probably top 15 when it comes to defensive backs and how well they are with man to man coverage. So that's the only caveat to him. Not saying that he can't beat him. He's one of the bigger corners out there. So I feel a little bit more
And this is one of
comfortable.
the bigger receivers out there at
No, I
6'4",
well they're
216.
yeah, but so is Smith. He's like 6'3", or no, Smith is like 6'2", 220. Like he's a big dude. So I'm okay. Like I'm fine with Sutton playing. I think he's a skilled receiver that can get open. I'm just a little bit more comfortable playing, and especially in half PPR where it's less needed for targets. I feel a little bit more I feel a little more
You just
secure
better
of the volume.
you just better hope that Kansas City doesn't jump out 14-0, because if they do, then stick a fork in Miles Sanders. He's not doing
Probably.
anything.
I was trying to bring up stuff when you were coming in. Just my defenses against stats. So
What up, Wilson?
yeah, what up, man? He's asking Corey Davis is available on waivers. Do I drop Jacoby? No, do not drop.
Not at all.
I don't think you dropped Jacoby Myers for Corey Davis. And if that's the case, I'm a little concerned of why Corey Davis is dropped and how big this league is, because I would not imagine Corey Davis being dropped in any of my leagues, even with the bad, quarterback. So I don't know. That's
If
weird.
he's on it, if he's on somebody who has a good team, I could see why he would be dropped.
Yeah, but if you're dropping Corey Davis and you think of dropping Jacoby Myers, I wouldn't drop Myers. I would drop somebody else, like anybody else but Myers. I think Myers is a really
Second
sneaky.
defense, something like that.
Yeah,
I always like to
yeah.
say that, when you're asking these ad drop questions, just make sure you're not holding two defenses and two tight ends, because the default answer is one of those. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, I'm not dropping a skilled player for another skilled player when I have two defenses on my bench. Like, that's just not going to happen.
So just to go back towards that question we had before with Miles Sanders, Courtland Sutton, and Devin Singletary. Another reason why I'm comfortable with Sanders, Kansas City is 29th ranked against the running back. I'm okay with that.
But what's the DVOA? What's their rating? Is that the DVOA rating?
No, that's fantasy points against.
Which running backs have they faced, though?
They have who they faced recently. They faced Eckler, because they faced the Chargers.
They faced the Chubb brothers,
the Chubb,
Cleveland.
and they also Tyson Johnson
in Baltimore, and then the Chargers. So
I still think that's
good games there, but
I think those are good games against, or they good running backs, except for maybe the Baltimore game. But even the Baltimore game, they had good games. What they've been doing recently is moving Chris Jones to a spot that he does not normally play. And since they've done that, it makes things a little bit more open for the running back, because I think he's more on the interior or on the exterior than he used to be an interior D tackle. They moved him to the end, and in turn it kind of is messing with the way he does things, and all they do is wrap a tight end to kind of just chip him, and then you're just out on the outside, and he has the speed to do that. He's more of an outside the line type runner. He can run through the tackles, but he's much better at cutting that outside. I like him a lot better, and I think they're going to use their RPOs against his team. I think they want to keep Mahomes off the field, and that's another part of it. They want to run the ball today. Beyond the other days, could this go against them? Of course. I mean, they could be out of it, and then they're going to have to throw a ton, and that's why Devonte Smith isn't a bad option. But at this point, I'm more comfortable playing, and they're 22nd ranked against the wide receiver. So honestly, their defense is mediocre at best at this point. So I feel comfortable playing Philadelphia Eagles in this particular matchup. Like I think I have Hurts at like 10, if I remember correctly. I think I ranked Jalen Hurts I have him at 11 right now. So he always ends up being in that top 12 anyway because of his rushing floor. So I think the RPOs are going to help and just make it easier for him. So I'm a little bit higher on Sanders than I normally would be, but it's only because of the matchup.
There it is. I'm still not changing my mind. You can go ahead. We can come back to it again in 5 minutes, and you still won't change my mind, Mike.
I'm not thinking I would. I'm just giving you my stuff. Why I think that.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Wait,
no,
is
that's
that
good stuff, dude.
What are you wearing today? What is that?
Oh, you know, dude. Come on now.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's San Francisco. Oh, okay. Really? The Terrell Owens.
TO, baby.
Oh my God. A Terrell Owens jersey? Come on. Jesus. I can't wear guys. I can't
Let's
wear.
go.
So I
Let's
have a
go.
thing. I have a thing with jerseys, and I love having them. I'll wear them. I love going to games with my jersey, all that stuff. I cannot wear a player that has not been a lifetime Giant. And I mean, the only exception is Mark Bavaro. I know he played for a season in Philadelphia, or I think it was Philadelphia or Washington. But either way, I will play lifetime Giants. Like, I will only wear lifetime Giants. I just bought myself an Eli Manning jersey. It was one of those, like, I knew I couldn't buy it at the time because I wasn't sure if he was going to get traded near the end of the year. There was so many talks about him going somewhere else, and then I finally, once he got his jersey retired and everything, I'm like, I'm buying it. So I bought the color rush for the Giants and bought my little godson, who's also, his name is Elijah. I bought him his first jersey today, so he'll be wearing that later.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
tell him it's
excited.
just tell him it's the wrong colors. It's okay. Has the wrong logo on. It's all right.
Nah, he's gonna be that. We're raising him to choose
Tell
his
him I'll send him a
own.
jersey.
Oh, don't drop. Oh,
No,
he
he's saying
dropped him
he
for
dropped
Coase
them.
Bealey. Oh, well then I want to be in that league so I can get more. You know, I need a couple of good wide receivers, and Cole Beasley is definitely one of them. There was a question before that we had with where was it? It was a new person that we had up here that I got to talk to, Roddy Raymond. He was asking Beasley, Patterson, Gordon, Galladay, Gaskin, or Fournette, and I went, and it's full PPR. I went Beasley. So, what say you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little scared of the negative game script there in Houston, but we
Yeah,
don't know if it's gonna. I mean, they don't just really run the ball. I mean, I'm starting Zach Moss just in case they do. Um,
yeah,
if they do get
yeah,
up early, I mean, I think he still gets his, 3, 4 touchdowns in there, and I think they can do that fairly quickly.
yeah,
Um, so there's going to be production there. Obviously, there's the emergence of Manny Sanders over there as well. So it just kind of depends. Does he have the ability to feed all three of those wide receivers? And so far, we've seen Diggs take the hit. To me,
yeah,
I think Diggs has his get right game this week,
yeah.
and I
Me
think
too.
in this matchup, I think we could easily see him go for like 160 and like 2 touchdowns. I think they
Oh, I'm
maybe make
hoping.
a concerted effort. I'm probably playing him somewhere, which is why that's going to happen. Uh, that's probably why. But it just seems like everything is just lining up for that. It's kind of like this squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think he's had public rumblings, but I'm sure there's
No.
been some talks, behind there a month into the season, and I don't think dude's top like 60 or 70 yards or something like that so far. So,
Yeah.
um, he'll get there.
Yeah. We got another
Excuse me.
another question coming in from Michael Monforto. Welcome to the channel, man. Make sure you like and subscribe below. Check out our description for our private sleeper league or private sleeper channel that we have. Tons of perks in there. Rasta tries to get you guys those games when he can, but he wants us to pick two full PPR. We got Cooks, Diggs, and Mike Williams. So I think what we just heard with Diggs, we're going to stick with Diggs in this. And I know how much you hate Brandon Cooks. So
Not
we're
even
going to
for
go.
that. He's getting
I
the
know.
Tre'Davious White treatment this week. They have
Yeah.
no other options, so he's going to
I'm going to
shadow. So I'm going Diggs
I'm
and
going to go with
Williams.
Mike Williams. Yeah. I like Diggs and Williams too. So that's both of ours consensus. We both like Diggs and Mike Williams for this particular matchup. Cooks has been killing it lately, but with White on him, I'm a little bit hesitant to play him, but that
That's a good
we've
defense, man, and they're coming off a good
yeah,
game. Like they're
yeah.
not going to come in and get
But
this
they're going to
trap game.
be
They're trying to come pummel them, I think.
yeah, they're just going to be down though. So that's where I'm like I'm not against playing Cooks, but if you're going to give me Diggs or Williams, I'm going both of those guys over Cooks. I even
Yeah,
think I
and
have
that's why I
Cooks.
said it's not because the Cooks hate. I don't want them boys coming in here giving me all these Cook stats, throwing them in my face. Like I get it. He's the only
I would.
option there. That's what we like in
Yeah.
fantasy. I'm just not
I have
having any of it. And once
yeah,
they
I have
figure this
Diggs.
thing all out, rookie quarterback, I mean, I'm shying away.
Yeah, I have Diggs Williams ahead. I have Diggs at 5 or at 2, Williams at 10, and I got Brandon Cooks at 21. So those are my rankings for those guys. So I'm definitely sticking with Diggs and Williams for this particular game. So good luck in your matchup this week for Week 4. We hope we're here to help you guys with your lineups. So make sure you ask questions. We're here until about 12:30. Then I'm rushing out of here. But other than that, make sure you guys, we're here to help. So throw us your questions, and we're here. So we're excited about this week. A couple of the actives that we just got a little while ago were kind of already known. There hasn't been any that we haven't been aware of. Dalvin Cook will be starting as expected. Antonio Gibson, Jonathan Taylor, all those guys were active and ready to go. We saw Andy Dalton being inactive. So, I mean, if you were playing him, good luck. But this kind of opens up for Justin Fields and we learned that he's the starter. How do you feel about Fields taking over this particular offense? They're going to involve the offensive coordinator today. They're right now, Matt Nagy will not be playing or having play calls for him. He's going to hand that off to the OC. So hopefully they can kind of turn this whole thing towards Fields, because last week they admitted like they didn't have a good game plan set up for Fields. How do you feel with Fields moving, at least for this week?
Yeah, I mean, not to mention if they're admitting they didn't have a good game plan coming into it, we saw the play calling was terrible. It made the jokes about field goals being kicked longer than the total offense
Yeah.
that they had and all that kind of stuff. Um, and they're playing against that Cleveland defense, man.
Yeah.
That defense is good. You know, they just got after him. They're probably showing him stuff that he hasn't seen. Again, I think you kind of throw that out the window. It was his kind of first real start playing
And they're
against
going
the
against
one,
Detroit.
and now they're going against Detroit. So to me, this is a spot where we'll kind of truly see this is going to see what that potential is moving forward. Awkward Shark Dad, if you're still watching, make sure you send me that trade offer, dude, if you want Fields, because if he goes off in this game, bro, that price is going up. So um pick your poison, man, because that stock's just rising. So the fact that
well,
I'm
I
even willing to trade him, you might reconsider some of those offers I was shooting you. So
we just got
is
a
what it is.
question from Drew Lorio, who's been a new regular. So welcome.
I'm going
Uh,
AB. Give
yeah,
me
I'm
AB all
gonna
day.
I'm
There's
gonna have
another
to
question you
go.
had earlier, and I would have said AB over who you said as well. I like
Really?
that upside, yeah. Just because of the
Okay.
potential upside there. He's coming back after being gone from COVID. There's no Gronk. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to stick it to New England. I think we know he wants to put up 50 points over there today. It's a high over under that they're expecting, over there, a good amount of points. Um, and we know AB can go off. He does have a floor. Obviously, there's other mouths to feed over there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, um, he's usually getting the third best cornerback on this guy. So
I'm
he's going to
going
beat
Allen.
guys on routes. So
I'm gonna go
um,
opposite.
even after we're just talking about Fields not even having more than 70 total yards,
Yep.
I'm not risking that. So give me the
I'm
guy who with the quarterback, the GOAT, the guy who's been throwing the number one quarterback in the league right now. We saw what AB's, potential is in that week one. Um, you know, fire him up.
Yeah, I'm
Fire
okay
him
with
up, Drew.
I'm good with Allen Robinson here. Honestly, I like the matchup better. I think they're weak, very weak at corner, and I think that they're going to exploit that matchup as best as they can. Their defense, Detroit's been playing better as of late. They stay in games. They've been doing real well covering the spread, I'll tell you that. But at the same time, they're actually playing pretty well. But their defensive backs aren't. They're at their third and fourth guys on the outside. So I feel a lot better with that matchup to have Allen Robinson get open to be able to, move the ball downfield. And, we saw what he can do with passing, and he's pretty decently accurate. What we saw, preseason, I understand it's not, his first game, he did absolutely nothing, but I think he has a better outing against a weaker defense compared to what he did in Cleveland. I wish that this was the game he got before his first start compared to his second. So I'm okay with Robinson in this. I know how you felt about AB, and honestly, I feel kind of the same, but I think that Belichick is good at taking away the what you're
What are
looking
you gonna do?
for.
Take away what,
No, I
6'5"
get it. If you're gonna
Evans,
take somebody away, I get it,
Godwin,
but
who's been tearing it up over the league, and then you got AB. I mean, come on, he can't take out
I
all
get
3 of
it.
them. One
I
of
get
them's
it.
gonna go crazy, or
I
one of them's
like
gonna be open every single pass attempt. One of them is gonna be open every pass attempt. Do you think Brady is gonna hit that guy that's gonna be open, and how badly is that gonna happen? And the
I like the
opportunities, and
corners.
he's gonna want AB to score. So I think
I
they
just like
scheme
the
it. I
corner.
think he gets a touchdown this week. I think it happens. The little whole revenge narrative.
Yeah.
Belichick didn't want him coming over there, bringing in, Antonio Brown and all that crap. So, they're going to connect today on a touchdown. Almost guaranteed. I'll put a
Patriots
gentleman's bet on that.
against
Gentleman's bet on that. I'll double
uh,
down on it. I'll go
what,
gentleman's bet
Allen?
for total points versus Allen Robinson and whether or not he scores a touchdown. I'll
No,
put
I'll go
another
total. I'll
dollar on the
definitely
fact that he
go.
puts it in the end zone this week.
I'll go.
That's how
I'll stick
confident
with.
I am.
I'm confident with Allen Robinson, and I'll do that gentleman's bet with you with full PPR points. I'll be higher on
Let's
that.
do it.
Don't worry about the touchdown. Let's worry about the
I'm doubling
points at the
down
end
on
of the game.
touchdown.
Well, New England going against the wide receiver, fourth. They're the fourth best in the league,
They
and
haven't
Detroit
faced this
is
they haven't faced this trio of wide receivers yet, Mike.
just
DVOA,
saying.
man. DVOA. Get that
Oh, I
adjusted,
don't have
DVOA.
accent to deal. I need
Go
your
get it,
pro
my friend.
football. Anyway,
Go get it.
we got Wilson going with Moss, baby. I know you just love your Zach Moss. Hopefully he breaks out and you can actually trade him. Better outing this week with MVS out. Do you go with Tony or Robert Tunyon or Lazard? I do think Lazard's actually a pretty decent option compared to Tony. Or wow, I keep going with Tony. I'm thinking of the Giants with Robert Tunyon. I think Lazard's a better option. He's a good receiver. It's just he's lower on the depth chart, and I think that Rodgers likes him, and that the Pittsburgh defense has been mediocre at best. So I'm going to stick with I like Lazard, even though I do like Tunyon. I'm going to stick with Lazard. What say you?
I'm going Lazard over Tanya, and I think again, this guy I think is 6'4", big guy.
Oh yeah, he's a monster.
We've seen him flash, in the past. He's had a couple, 100-yard multi-touchdown games. We see the shots that MVS has been getting. They've kind of been forcing those deep shots to him. They're looking for a viable wide receiver too. I think this injury definitely opens up, the opportunity for Lazard. There's always a chance, of course, he's going to make a mistake, and we all know the diva that Aaron Rodgers is.
Mm-hmm.
If he does make one of those mistakes, run a wrong route, heaven for, heaven forbid he ends up getting Aaron Rodgers picked. He will not see another target in the game. We just know how that's how Aaron Rodgers goes.
Yeah.
Um, and but on top of that, he could easily have 3 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Playing that outside role. Filling in for MVS. So we'll see. I like that potential with Lazard. I picked him up in a couple leagues.
Yeah.
Just holding him. I'm not starting him yet. I'm very interested to see what it is. When I pick up guys like this, when these type of injuries and things happen, I like to try to kind of beat the waiver wire. You're almost kind of
No,
taking a
yeah.
gamble on what happens. And so, especially right now on these Sunday mornings, you want to take a look out there. Pretty much your lineups are set. So now you're looking at, if someone were to go down, who's available in my league, who's that next big waiver wire guy, that would happen if someone were to go down. And if you have
Mm-hmm.
the opportunity to get that guy, on your team right now, with guys being ruled out here last minute, putting them in your IR spot, make sure you try to, go grab one of those guys as a complete, shot in the dark. Worst case scenario, you drop them and, pick somebody else up on the waiver anyway with your fab or your waiver priority. So That's
George,
just
to answer your
my
question,
little thing.
he's good to go. Put him in your lineup if you have him. Gibson is 100% playing. He is active today. No, I agree with
Absolutely.
you. I mean, who's a few guys other than Lazard who that you would be targeting for or very early waiver pickups so that you can have those guys before waivers go through?
I have my team up right here. Let me just kind of give you an idea of guys that I'm kind of stashing like that. So, um, let's see. Well, I guess on this team, I mean, like Rashad Bateman. We talked about him on the last show. I'm still holding
Oh,
Jeff
damn.
Wilson in one of my IR spots. Um, just things like that, guys like that. Um, those are more like the guys who are coming off injury.
Hmm.
Um, let me see, beat the waiver wire guys. I don't know if I have any on this team just because I have kind of a
Would you
nice
pick
bench
would you
here.
pick up Bell if he's available?
No, I
Ravon,
mean, again, if you need that opportunity, that could definitely be. That's actually like a good. Yeah, that's actually a good one. You could take a shot on Bell because if he does have a big game, then everyone's going to try to go, pick him up. You already have
yeah.
him. You could trade him off.
George,
Um,
get some sleep, brother. Oh, damn. 2 a.m. over
oh
there.
wow.
Enjoy,
Oh,
man.
he's pulling at you.
Yeah,
He's
well,
pulling at
he's
you.
he's over in Australia, so get some sleep and good luck in your matchup today. Wilson goes Brady 45 or under 45 or under on throwing attempts today. Oh, if you're going with a pick 'em for 45 attempts, yeah, I I would go. I'd go under. I think they might try to make this a slower game. What do you think?
Um, I'd say that's probably about where I'd expect maybe like 38, 35 to
Yeah,
38 attempts is
yeah,
probably kind of where I'm thinking. Only because I think he's going to be efficient. So when you're efficient and
yeah,
you're gaining yardage, you don't really need that many attempts. You know, so
yeah. I
that's
agree.
where I'm at. If it was a prop bet, I'd bet the under on 45 attempts. I'd have to look at some more. Let me look at the actual how many attempts he's had so far
Yeah.
in each game.
Honestly,
Just to
yeah,
get
I'm
an
gonna stick
idea.
under on that one. Couple other
That's my
guys that
initial
I
thought.
couple other guys I can think about for early waiver pickups. One might be Jameson Crowder. If he's available in your league, he might be somebody that, he might have been dropped earlier in the season. He's someone that you can pick up early. And if he has a good game, I understand tying your team to the Jets offense is not always a good thing. But if it's a full PPR and you need somebody, he could be someone to grab. Another guy that I could definitely think of, and I know this is going to be very hard to believe, but Kyle Juszczyk has been somebody that has almost taken over that San Francisco backfield, and you see it in 2-minute drills. You see it in scoring situations. They bring in Kyle Juszczyk over guys like Trey Sherman, and as much as Trey Sherman made his day by falling into the end zone, and he only had like 40 yards even though he had 10 attempts, and they did give him the ball when needed. But I do think that they will do the same thing they did last week and involve Kyle Juszczyk, because he's really good at pass blocking and he's just a really good pass catcher. So I think he's someone that you can, for the time being, until Jeff Wilson gets out there and we know that Elijah Mitchell is better, he might not be a bad a plug-in weak guy that you can use. So definitely take a look at him as well if you're looking to hold on to someone for a minute. Trying to think of other guys. I'm looking at other guys. Patrick Freiermuth, the Muth. Make
Jeremy.
sure you guys, yeah, Freiermuth. I mean, honestly, he's been taking over that tight end role. So if you're looking to stream tight ends, he's not a bad guy to choose from. Brian Edwards, he's another guy that he's third or fourth in that passing game, but he's a really underrated talent that I really like. That, like, in one of my dynasty leagues, he's on the taxi squad. I want to grab him, but I don't have the pick that I don't have the pick that I would have to give away to get him. But he's somebody that I would target to have on my team. Another guy, if he's available, Evan Ingram. He's available in my league right now. It's a 10 team, but in this particular case, Evan Ingram is not a bad option as well. He is, with Shepard out and with Slayton out, they have to go to somebody. They have Tony, they have him as those, slot and possession guys that they can go with. So make sure you grab those guys while you can. I'm trying to think, other options. I'm just running through my free agent list. I mean, like we said before, Chester Rogers is available. Hamstrings last. So you might want to get a hold of these Titans receivers ahead of time before AJ Brown and Julio come back, because they could be out for another 2 weeks. So hamstrings go for a good 2 to 4 weeks based on severity, and they are the easiest thing to re-aggravate. And as we've seen with Julio, he tends to get injured and stay injured, and so does AJ Brown, unfortunately. And they are both very difficult to predict, even though they are top end elite talents. They are somebody that I would definitely get backup for, and they're going to have to use them tonight. So this will be your last opportunity to get them if they go off. Another tight end to think about. Now that Dan Arnold is gone, you might want to look in Carolina for Tommy Tremble. I picked him up in a dynasty league as a maybe shot, but he looked good in his, he's a highly rated tight end that was drafted this year. He was right up there with Patrick Freiermuth. I'm okay with picking him up in like a dynasty format or a really deeper league, like 14 team, something like that. So he's another option. What about you? I know I keep talking and talking and talking.
Oh no, you're good, dude. I just started diving into stuff here. I'm like setting lineups. We're getting closer to kick
Yeah.
off here, man. I'm kind of going through my own process right now. Full disclosure, I kind of did zone out there for a second. I'm sure people, if they were watching, probably saw that. I started going into a deep dive on who was there, who was
No,
available,
you're good, brother.
and just hearing kind of who you were saying. I was browsing my free agent things and stuff like that as well too. And just kind
Those are
of
just
also feeling good on my team and who I have, and some
me
problems
too.
I'm going to be having because I'm sitting here with a full bench with 3 guys on IR, Michael
Oh,
Thomas, Jeff Wilson, T Higgins. I'm sitting with a bunch of running back depth with Tyson Williams. As you know, I traded Chuba
yeah.
for him. I also traded Chuba for Chase Edmonds in another
And
league. Um,
you heard the news, right? About he might be a healthy scratch. Did you get that yesterday
oh,
when I posted
yeah.
that?
But like I told you, he's like my RB4, RB5. All it
Okay.
was turning a potential 1-week guy
Well,
that I knew was never going to have any, workload barring injury, for a guy who may have some RB3, RB4, flex appeal later in the season. I think a lot of people have said, that he clearly is the better talent in that backfield. And as the season wears on and these 2 older backs, get those
get
touches
hurt.
on them, there's an opportunity for him at the end of the year. Again, just remember this guy was like the 4th string running back heading into the year. He's trying to learn the offense, get up to speed, pass protection. They have a high end quarterback there that they have to protect. The biggest thing was him making mistakes and not being ready in pass protection.
Yeah.
None of it was saying, him being a little hesitant, hitting the holes. You know, People are coming after, this Baltimore team. When you have a talent like Lamar Jackson there, things are happening fast. So you
Yeah.
have to be able to process, it's a zone reading scheme that they have going on. He needs to just get those reps in there. So the more and more practice he gets, throughout the year, and, if they do limit his touches here in the next, few weeks, next month, for me, he's just a running back that I want to keep, on my bench to have there.
Hmm.
Because again, he's just building up equity and building up stock on my bench. And when somebody else's, running back goes down, or heaven
Trade 'em.
forbid, one of
Yeah.
these other running backs go down, now I have a trade piece I could package. Um, you know, uh, and I like doing a lot of 2-for-1s because, like I said, I hold a lot of guys in my IR spots. So for
Yeah.
me, I typically overpay to trade 2 bench guys to try to get a starter, because I have other guys that are, I'm willing to come in and find depth because I'm working the wire and working my IR spot just as a strategy. So, versus again, here's my bench I'm dealing with right now. I have
Ooh.
AJ Brown, T. Higgins, and Sterling Shepard. That's on my bench.
Wow.
I'm
Oh, sorry.
starting Jamar Chase and Robert Woods. So go ahead. Do you got breaking news?
Sort of. They're just talking now about apparent. I thought it was 2 broken ribs for Rob Gronkowski. Apparently, he has 4 cracked ribs. One of them is broken, and he punctured his lung. Now, if everyone remembers what was talked about literally the day after the game, they were saying that Gronk was good to go. He'll be fine. Nothing, he didn't get hurt. Bull. What the hell?
Oh,
I
we all
saw
saw
that
it.
hit.
Yeah,
That
we all
hit looked
saw it.
bad. He cracked 4 ribs, one of them broken, and a punctured lung. They said that the initial X-rays were fine.
They need
Also,
a new
remember
X-ray
when you
machine.
they either need a new X-ray machine or a smarter X-ray tech, because
Technician,
I'm
yeah.
I'm assuming that he was laying down when they did that, and when you lay down in those particular situations, the pitcher gets thrown off every time. They should have had him standing up, showing the crack, because the way, gravity works a certain way and it moves everything down a little bit, and you can see those cracked ribs and you can see the fractures. And the MRI didn't even they talked about it yesterday, and they didn't even mention the punctured lung until now. So they said it was 2, now it's 4, and one of them is broken. Do not expect Rob Gronkowski to be back for another. He might be put on IR, and I'm assuming he will not be activated in the 6-week time frame that they usually have.
And also keep in mind too with that, like that also could have just been because they knew who they were playing next week. We all knew who they were
Oh, of
looking forward to
course.
past the game.
Yeah.
So they're probably just making him prepare, assuming Gronk was going to play, probably trying to, keep it off. Again, I was actually shocked he actually came back into the game.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that.
even
Ridiculous.
just when that happened, just because I was like, oh, Gronk's down. That was a brutal shot.
It was.
And I've never seen him kinda get up like that. Only the times he's had his major injuries is when you see him, stay down like that. Normally, people bounce off of him, so he
Yeah.
absorbed all of that.
Yeah, he did.
And again, that's
And
kind of a
got
product
him.
of getting a little bit older. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He
just not
got
that
him right
quick.
in that.
Those little
He got him right
just
underneath
right
the
up under the
pad.
chest plate. Yeah.
Oh, it was really bad. And they just Jay Glazer just came out with something else. Eagles are no longer interested in trading for Deshaun Watson.
Who
Uh,
would be?
apparently he got cornered in a Philadelphia airport by a couple of Eagles fans, and they were like, "Is he coming here? Is he coming here?" And Jay Glazer was like, "No." And it
Oh,
was just
man.
really funny when, like, I watched, or I listened to it, and they were saying something about it, and I think he had to repost the tweet because he was like, just to be clear, he's not coming to Philly. Because he had that interaction with someone. Right now, I don't think he's going anywhere. He's toxic. He's one of those guys that he just won't be in the league. Just do not expect anything. Do not pick him up. He's not worth a waiver claim. He's not worth a free agent claim, or anything like that. He's just not worth it. So get him out. Just let him sit there. He'll be fine.
It's fine
So
fine sitting there on your dynasty, but redraft,
yeah, if you wanna do
open up that
dynasty.
spot.
Yeah, but if you're going redraft, you're yeah. It's like picking up, like, the only one that I'm okay with picking up that has been a recent guy that might, came back. I understand the Josh Gordon thing. I understand how he's been letting people down forever. He let me down 100 times, and I just can't do it anymore. And I love Josh Gordon. He is one of my, like, the type of receiver he is and how good he is. It makes you want to like him so much, but his off field stuff is just, it's killing us. So we got a Dem Boy sighting. What up, man? How you doing, brother? Hope everything's good. Hope your lineup's set. Oh, we got the TO rubbing it in your face. Okay, I have to ask this now. Who which TO would you prefer if you were in, like, those, like, setting up your all time type teams? Do you want San Francisco TO or Dallas TO?
I mean, of course, San Francisco, TO. Um, but to me, like, I like my receivers as divas, so to speak. Like, yeah,
Oh,
granted,
come
all the
on.
whole locker room and all that stuff, but like again, you have to remember at that time, at the age that I was, like,
He's my quarterback.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. Like, it's sports entertainment. Like, this is
Oh,
entertainment. Like,
yeah.
this is what we want. Like, I hate the by the book answers. Like, I love when dudes are just like, "I'm the shit. Come
Okay.
stop me if
All
you
right.
can."
All right.
And until you shut me up, I'm a like, and that's how I like to have it. Like, "Hey, come get me. If you can stop me, come stop me." And he still put up the points. You know, everyone was trying to get at him every time and
Yeah.
still did what he had to do. So, not to mention he has one of the greatest plays, for me, in my Niners history, catching that, pass over the middle,
Yeah,
to
after
go on.
not
So
I was just gonna mention the fact that he
Steve
ends up
Young.
not picking he does not have a catch throughout the whole game. He drops 4 balls
Yes,
that are
yes,
thrown right in his hands, and what
yes,
do? Right to him down the middle. Oh, I'll
for the
remember
biggest
that
play of
game.
the game.
Yeah.
And remember, Steve Young even tripped on the play, like, went
Yeah.
down, he
Oh,
had
it
to,
was a
like, get
bad
up
throw.
and then just looking around and just that lefty just boom, right across the middle, and you're like, "Oh, no." He's, like, thrown in as, like, 3 people, and somehow the
Oh,
ball just
man.
goes
Yeah, it
right
just
in
went right
between
through
and, like,
the needle.
barely on the goal line, and he just catches it and just
Yeah.
the whole monkey
Oh, for
off the
sure.
back and all that stuff. I mean, it was just, as a Niners fan, that was good stuff. So,
So Wilson's
anyway,
bringing up he just traded Damian Harris for T. Higgins. Good for you. That's a great trade,
I like
and you
that.
won that. I like both, but you won that for sure.
Sitting at
Uh,
looking at T. Higgins in my IR spot right now, it makes me sad.
yeah, me too. Me too.
Especially
Neither
Burrow's
is
looking better and better and better every week.
he
So
should be back next week. Honestly, I think that he'll be back next week. They said that he would if
he
it
was
were a
close.
Sunday game, he was
Yeah.
close to playing. So I think he'll be back next week.
I
Um,
appreciate that they sit him. So
yeah,
again,
me
that's why
too.
you have and that's why that wide receiver position is, deep. And
Is
I
valuable.
mean, man, I'm just like I said, I'm sitting on had a lot of wide receivers, man. I have to do some packaging. All the same guy. Like I have a
Yeah.
bunch of the same guy, if that makes sense. All the same tier, guy. So Jamar Chase, Robert Woods,
Oh, he's going.
Sterling Shepard, T. Higgins, man. I need to get
Them
healthy.
boys is going with Philadelphia, T.O.
Yeah, broken leg in the Super Bowl,
Oh,
T.O.
God. I'll never forget that. Never forget that.
My man, my man.
That was
So yeah,
crazy.
man. There it is, dude. No, I like football players, man, like that aren't afraid to put their stuff out there. Again, it does get old. It's the game has definitely changed. You can't be like that nowadays. But back then, man, growing up, becoming a fan, it was just you didn't hear about all that, stuff that
Yeah.
now, back
Oh,
then.
yeah.
So it's just like for me too, Barry Bonds like my favorite baseball player. And then once you kind of grow up and you hear, what happened and all that stuff, it's kind of just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I get it, but like what he did for me at the time, and gave me the drive to be a
Oh,
good
yeah.
baseball player. Like he didn't tell me to go use steroids, he just set
He
the
was just
example
good.
of greatness and you just wanted to emulate that in the best way you could. Literally made me start hitting switch. I literally
Oh,
started
wow.
hitting lefty because he was a left-handed hitter and I
Oh,
wanted
my
to
God.
have a swing like that. So I literally would just practice off a tee for days, hours and hours and hours, and eventually was able to hit switch. But yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
it's just stuff like that, like what they
You wanna know?
mean to you. Him
I
and
was
Ken Griffey, man, they
Oh,
have
Griffey.
two
I
of the
was gonna
most
say Griffey.
beautiful swings.
Yeah.
So
I
so
was
pure.
I was playing softball the other day, and we were short a couple of guys, so we ended up grabbing a couple from the other team. And of course, they gave us their quote unquote two worst hitters and two worst fielders and stuff like that, which they actually played pretty well. So I was really impressed, even though we lost.
Well, yeah, I mean, if
But
you got traded off your regular team because they think you're the worst they
yeah,
can win without you, then yeah, you're
yeah.
gonna
But the
revenge
I, I
game.
I can't really. I don't want to say like bad things about them. It's just they were people that they probably just grab from the side, and they just come every week and they're available. And honestly, there was one kid who steps up to the plate. Now normal for a righty, your right hand's on top, left hand's on the
Yeah.
bottom, you're set. This kid did left hand on top, right hand on the bottom, hitting righty, and ends up, dude, he hit that thing so hard and it ended up going real. He hit really good line drives out to the outfield, and they were hit with power, and it was incredible. He
Imagine
ended
if
up
he
doing
switched
really
his
well.
hands and the physics
Ah,
behind it actually made sense. Can you imagine?
yeah. And honestly, everyone, even our team and like others around him were the umpire went up to the kid and went, you're holding the bat wrong, right? And he's like, yeah. So it was just really funny. And
Maybe he figured something out.
yeah, no, he likes what he does, and he hit it pretty well. And I was talking with their first baseman. I'm like, dude, that's weird. He's like, yeah, he's been doing that for a while. I was thinking, hey, you might as well just swing with one hand. And I'm like, yeah, it's not a bad idea. One of my friends he played golf with one hand. He played with his right hand. He had his left hand. He had like a broken pinky at the time, or yeah, I think it was his broken pinky on his left hand. And he wanted to go out and play golf, so he used his golf club and was hitting with one hand, swinging the ball, and actually did. Me and him actually beat two other people. We would team up and play best ball. Me and him actually beat the guys that we were playing that were both decent golfers, and we ended up winning with one hand. And he
Wow.
putted with one hand,
One
like
hand tied behind his back, huh?
oh, basically. And he's like he's kind of like Bubba Watson in the context of he does not hit straight shots. He just, for some reason, his swing just makes it where he, consistently slices the ball. So he's hitting with his left or his right hand, and every shot just still with a nice little slice to it. And it was just really
That's
funny.
too
And
funny, man.
honestly, it was probably one of my favorite times playing golf, and I tell people all the time, like, one-handed golf is possible. They
It
actually
is.
have these things now called, I think they're called flings. They're like it's like a lacrosse stick with a golf ball type thing. They're a little bit bigger than a golf ball, and they're apparently regulation for golf, and you can play golf with these things, and you
Whoa.
overthrow it and stuff, and you can putt with it. It's incredible. Like, I saw that, like, it was
Interesting.
on Shark Tank, and then I actually saw a couple promotions for it where they were on real golf courses and using them, and actually, they're approved. So I'm like, interesting. If you can't swing, you can throw. So it was
That's a
interesting.
trip. No,
Yeah.
that's a trip for sure.
I
Yeah, I
wonder.
gotta
I
get out there, man.
wonder. Yeah.
Believe it or not, dude, I've been in Palm Springs for 10 years, and I've never played a round of golf
Oh,
out here.
love playing golf.
So
I mean, I like I tried to play it this weekend, which out in New York, man, we're in I mean, it's, what do we got now? I mean, low 70s. It was like 65 the other day. Beautiful sunny day. Like, that's all that this is my favorite time of year. The weather is perfect. You get to go out and have a great time. And, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that enjoy that as well. We get a lot of people from the city that come out and do their pumpkin picking and all that crap, where they end up taking up the road and making my life hell. But other than that, it's a
yeah,
wonderful time of year. T.O.
absolutely.
only
Wilson,
make
yes,
the
that
Super
that
Bowl.
was his only Super Bowl, my guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
yeah. And
almost.
they lost that Super Bowl.
Yes, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Yes, they did. Andy Reid,
yeah.
Donovan McNabb, Brian Rustbrook.
Well,
Ooh,
that's a revenge game. Excuse me. There's a revenge game today with Andy Reid going against Philly this week. So
it's not a revenge game when you went and won a Super Bowl, been to
I
3 in a row.
know, I
There's
know,
nothing going
I
on
know.
there.
I'm just
I mean, I'm
joking
sure
around.
he wants to stick it to him a little
Well,
later.
he's also coming off that dehydration thing where he went to the hospital right after the
Oh
game.
yeah,
I mean, that was a big deal. I remember them reporting it on the Sunday night game. I'm like, is he okay? Like, I thought he had a heart attack or something, but I'm glad that it was just dehydration, and he's just he's okay. He's back up. He did say that Josh Gordon would be, he needs to get a little bit of the rust off, so he might be available next week. But that offense will be something. Imagine having, with Tyreek Hill, Josh Gordon on the other side, and getting a little bit of coverage from that. I mean, I think he's a better option than Mecole Hardman and Demaryius Robinson. But granted, the other two have been playing football for the last month, and Gordon's been at a dealership selling cars. So honestly, we'll see what happens. But I'm only joking. I remember
it's
he
not
was
even
offered
worth
that.
not even worth my breath to
Hey man, I'm
to
curious,
talk
man.
about him.
I'm definitely
Not
one of
worth it.
those, like, I'm more curious about what's going to happen and see how it affects everything, honestly. But we'll see what happens. So we're
Yeah,
getting down to the last 5 minutes. So make sure you guys put in your start sit questions. Me and Ann are here to help you out. Make sure you guys, that are here, make sure you like and subscribe the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check out the description as well. Check out our sleeper channel. It's a great little community. We have a bunch of guys like them boys and Wilson in there that are always chatting it up and helping you guys with your questions as well as us and others. We try to get you guys, up to date injury news and try to get it out. I try to beat sleeper every week, and I'm pretty much 90% successful. So definitely get into the community if you're not already. Make sure you guys check it out. I'm going to do our last shameless plug real quick just to get this done. Make sure you guys check out Underdog Fantasy. When you guys use the promo code Get Right, you guys get $10 added to your first deposit, and you can use that with pick 'em games where you're picking over unders for player stats. You can win up to 20 times the amount that you put down. You can also do things. They have best ball resurgence where it's picking your best ball league again. So you can start doing that if you want. Other than that, it's a really great product. They don't just do football; they do MLB, they do golf, hockey, everything. So check them out. They're a great partnership that we've had with them. So we hope to continue that as well. So
absolutely.
I saw some new things. Ooh, you want a listener league update? Okay, so we're gonna go with the
Yeah,
listener
go
league
through it.
update. I'll break that down right now. So right now in the listener league, and I think he's only asking for one reason. Yeah, that's why he's asking. So we have them boys in first place,
Yeah, we're
uh,
playing each other today,
and
Dim
it looks
boys.
like Rasta
We
and
had a
them
little
boys is playing.
we had a little exchange last night, so you
Nice.
better watch
And
out.
right
Better watch
now,
out.
it looks like we have a crazy six-way tie in first. He's just killing us in points. So we have 6 teams with 2-1 records with Dem Boys, Magoats, Wilson, Ryan M. Hick, and myself with Fish and Frank, all quote unquote tied for first, with the points for going in that particular order. Next, we got Luke Camp with NYG Guy. Following up from there, we have good old Dustin in ninth, and I still love that one. We have Calbeck in 10th with Rasta filling out the bottom with at 11 with Lord of Fanta. I got
Only
Lord of
because of
Fanta.
a less than a 1 point loss, or else I would be right up there in the top with you guys. So this will all even out
Well,
here soon.
it's crazy because we have 6 teams that are 1-2, and we have 6 teams that are 2-1. So this week we'll kind of mix it up a little bit and make everything a little bit different. And I'm liking my matchup this week. I got Lord of Fanta, and I'm already up 20.8 points. So I'm excited. I only had one guy play, and it was Tyler Boyd. So I'm facing. Ooh, I hope he gets the news about Elijah Mitchell. And he's able to get him out of his lineup. But if not, I get a win there. But he did pick up Westbrook for the Titans, so we'll see what he ends up doing later. Oh, that wouldn't matter. Running backs, he only has Singletary, so I might take a hit with that one. But we're getting to the end of it. We got I'm right-handed, but if I
Go
you
ahead.
keep doing it.
I
If I
was
hit
doing it
right-handed, if
before
I
you
hit
even got there.
left-handed, I hit with my right hand over my left hand. Left-handed.
No,
Oh, okay.
hey, Dim boys and Wilson, if you guys are still in here too, I want to let me see if we can do something here. I know, Mike, if you got to go, by all
Yeah, I got to get
means,
going, brother.
you
So
can
I
get going,
gotta.
my friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I gotta get going. I gotta get to my family stuff. So Rasta, enjoy it. Good luck on week 1, or sorry, week 4. Holy crap! And Yeah. So good luck. Have fun. See you guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. And yeah, see you later, brother.
Absolutely, dude. Thanks for holding it down, man. I'm gonna
No
get
problem.
into a pick 'em here.
Nice.
I figure since Dim Boys and a couple of these guys can't get into it because they're states, maybe we can all do one here together.
Perfect.
So I'll hit this as you take off. Enjoy your day, man, and we'll see you soon.
Later,
Good luck.
bro. Later.
All right, what's up, everybody? Um, let's see here. Fix this screen. So I want to do a pick 'em for those of you guys who are still in here, Dim Boys. If you're still joining me, um, let's check this out, man. Let me know what you guys think. There's some over unders here on the pick 'em. We have some rivals here as well. Um, Let me throw up the underdog logo here. So let's see what you guys think. Um, do you guys think Saquon will have more receiving yards than Alvin Kamara? Looks like Barkley's getting 9.5 point handicap. There's things like Jameis Winston, more rushing yards than Taysom Hill. I think I might take the rushing yards with Taysom here. He has been getting in there a little bit more. So let me know what you guys think there. Maybe we can do like a 3 or 4 times. So let me know what you think. We have let's see what might be another good one here. I want to go back to the pick 'em, the over unders. So Daniel Jones. So Saquon Barkley over or under 54.5 rushing yards. We have Kadarius Toney, Kenny Galladay, and again, I don't do this stuff professionally. This is me just throwing some stuff, in there. Just literally gambling. I don't have spreadsheets or anything like that. I'm not even looking at stats. I'm just like literally going off the cusp here. We'll just do like a $5 bet and see where we're at. So 327 for Patrick Mahomes today. I'll take the over on that. Travis Kelsey, 95 yards against Philly. We have other guys here: Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson. Maybe opportunities to take the under there. Let's see. Jalen Hurts over under 297.5 yards. Kenneth Gainwell over under 31.5 rushing yards. Looks like them boys here says under for Saquon and rushing. I hope not, man. I really hope not. Under 54.5. Ooh, that's tough. He's had 26 and then he went 57 and then 51 last game against Atlanta. So we want to take that. We'll do it. All right, so let's go under here. I'll do it for you, dim boys. You can live vicariously through me here at this point. And you said the Miles Sanders under 81.5 rushing and receiving. It's actually combined, rushing and receiving under 81.5. So he's had the over 2 out of 3 times. So you sure you still want to take the under there? Let me know now that you know. So he says New Orleans doesn't allow that rushing. So all right, I like it. Let's go. So we can do a 6 times bet here. So is that good or you want to do a couple more? Let me know. Let's see who else we have here. We have some Davis Mills over under 198 passing yards, over under 18.5 completions. We have David Johnson over under 31.5 receiving and rushing yards. We have Anthony Miller over under 33.5. He said, "Oh, never mind on Miles, so we can take that off. That's all right. We'll take that off." Let me know if there's any other ones that you like here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, rushing and receiving over under 74.5. We have Tyreek Hill over or under a half of a rushing plus receiving touchdown. So does Tyreek score a touchdown today or not? I think I might take the over on that. I say he gets in the end zone this week. Let me know if you think that's a good one. I think that's a good one to go on. Let's see here. What else looks like some good things here? We have over under 35 and a half receiving yards for Goddard, over under 25 and a half for Ertz. We also have Josh Allen here over or under 325 and a half total yards. We have Zach Moss over under 63 and a half rushing yards. We have Steph Diggs over or under 88 and a half receiving yards. Manny Sanders over or under 52 and a half receiving yards. So those are might be some good ones there. He's saying Hill scores today. Yep, I took that over for sure. We have Chuba. Does he get over or under 3.5 receptions? Does Chuba get in the end zone today? Over or under a half a rushing or a receiving touchdown? So let me know. Those ones are kind of. Do you think he scores or not? On the ground or in the air? Is that a good one to go after there? Let me know. We're getting down here into the Cowboys, so maybe this is where you might want to go over or under 306 and a half total yards for Dak. I might want to take the over for that. We have Zeke over or under 2.5 receptions. He's been right at that mark. 2 catches in the first 2 games. He had a third reception here, so that's a little close to tell. They said a good line there. Over or under 83 and a half total yards, rushing and receiving. Um, Chuba over on receptions or over on Beasley. Let's go back up to Beasley. 59 and a half receiving yards for Beasley. You want to go over? Let's do it. And where are we at? We're at 10 times. I think we can do one more. We'll try to 20 times our money here, dim boys. Let's do it. We got one more. Which one do you think we should go on? You're saying Chuba over on receiving. So it was, or on the receptions. So over 3.5 receptions. And Zeke over on yards. So if you want to go over on the total yards, let me know which one of these other ones you want to take out. We have Mahomes. I think I wanted him over 327 and a half total yards. We have Barkley under 54 and a half. We have Tyreek Hill over on, basically he's going to score today. Over on Beasley with 59 and a half. And then we have the over on 3.5 receptions for Chuba. So that would put us at 20 times. We'll try to hit the max. What do you want to do? You want to do, we could do $5, win us 100. Got to hit all these. Let me know before I hit accept on this one. And we can get it done. Try to win ourselves $100 here. Let's do it. Boom. All right, it's submitted, my friend. So this is where we're at. We'll give it a shot, man. These are a lot of fun. Just to have them in there. So we'll check it out. I'll let you guys know how I did. Otherwise, I'm going to. Oh, he said just keep it where it is and $5. So yeah, so I'm gonna definitely get in one of these. Excuse me. This best ball resurrection. As you guys can see here, it's a $10 entry. They're giving out 100,000 in prizes. It's just their best ball tournament. First place gets $20,000, as you guys can see here. It's mid-season. You know, if your original best ball teams went to shit because of all your injuries, you have the opportunity to redraft again with the information that we have now. So come get in here, and you know, we can have a lot of fun. They still have those going on. Plus, we can do any private tournament as well. So make sure if you do sign up using Underdog, make sure you use that promo code Get Right and help support the community, help support the channel. We would appreciate it. So good luck to us, them boys. Let's try to take down this $100, man. And we'll see how it goes. So otherwise, we got 20 minutes until game time. Hope you guys are all excited. We have week 4 getting ready to go. Keep your eyes out for those links in the Get Right community. We'll get those up in case you're on the road and you need to watch the game. Just let us know. And otherwise, we appreciate everything. Oh, we have a last minute question here coming in. Let me get back to a full screen here. Whoa. too much of a close up. Ready for my close up. Stop the share screen and then get in here. It's like all of a sudden I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so we have Perry Williams here saying RB2 Damian Harris has uh, Tony Pollard and Peyton Barber. Don't know if you're doing this type of video or not, but wanted a couple different inputs. Perry, absolutely, man. We were just doing it. I actually stayed a little later just to kind of do one of these pick'ems with our Underdog Fantasy partnership. We just did a whole, live Q&A session. This is definitely what we do. We do Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday shows as well. So definitely hit that subscribe button for us. And we'd love you to join the community. Check out the description for all of our info there on Twitter and all that good stuff. So as far as your question goes here, it's kind of tough. We don't know if Jacobs is going to play, so I kind of think that eliminates Peyton. You can't take that chance with Monday night. Between the two, obviously Damian Harris has a tough matchup there going up against that Tampa defense. Plus the opportunity for a negative game script, and then you have an issue with Tony Pollard being basically the RB2. I think there is some opportunity, there to have some standalone value. But this is definitely a tough question. I'm going to go to my rankings here just to see where I have Harris and Pollard um, because that is close. I know they're not two great options, but this is why we ask these questions here because you're in a tough spot. So we're going to help you out. I have Peyton at 44 way down here. Let's see. Whew, that's a tough one, man. I have Pollard down here at 37, and then I have Damian Harris at 24, kind of in there. You know, maybe I drop him down just a bit, but really, all things considered, I think Damian Harris maybe gives you your best chance to score. If you want to take a chance and go Pollard, you can, but they are going up against a good Panthers defense as well. So maybe they do get in a spot where they're using both backs again. We know how high powered that offense is. It is tough. I'm not a Pollard owner myself, so let me just take a look at his actual kind of touches and what he's getting every week. This is a tough question, man. Um, Dim Boys is chiming in here saying Pollard over Harris, and he said, "I wish we knew about Jacobs because it would definitely be Barber, if he's in that lead role." And exactly, and that's where I would have gone as well. Over these guys, it just sucks that it's going to be a Monday night game and they haven't ruled Jacobs out already. We might end up kind of kicking ourselves for that. But I want to just take a look at these last minute, not last minute, but his last touches and usage that he's been getting and seeing how it's been ramped up here. So, I mean, yeah, 11, 13 carries against the Chargers, 11 carries against Philly. He went for 100 yards and a touchdown in that Chargers game, as we know. Only had one catch for 5 yards in this Philly game. You know, you kind of see what his floor is, there at about 6.5 points, 7.5 points. If you're okay with that out of your RB2 position, then, you can go with him. But we also know what can happen with Damian Harris if that game gets out of hand. So um, that's really tough, man. I'd personally probably go Harris if I had both of those guys on my team and just hope he gets in the end zone. So I know Dim Boys is disagreeing with me here. He's saying go Pollard, and that very well could be the correct choice. I just, like I said, the correct answer really is Peyton Barber. But again, with Jacobs playing or not playing, that's going to be tough. So I know that probably didn't help you too much there, man. We're kind of split on that. I wish I had Mike or Dustin or Frank on here with me still, so we can maybe talk it out a little more. But like I said, based on just my initial instincts was Harris. My rankings say Harris, and everything else is just kind of pointing towards Harris for me. But again, I could very easily see Pollard getting, those 11 to 13 touches and, getting into the end zone and having an opportunity here to have that big run. It could happen, but to me, the safer bet is Harris, and you just kind of live with that result. So, good luck to you, though, man. Really appreciate it. Join us here Monday, and we'll all know if that works out or not. Call us out on it. If I was wrong, I can hear it. I can take it. I'm a big boy. But Perry, we really appreciate you for jumping in here. So, I have a. He says, "Thanks for diving deep into my question. Have a good one. I'll be here next week." Hey, we really appreciate that, man. Appreciate if you hit that sub button. We're getting over 200 here. We do have our website, getrightff.com. So make sure you check that out as well. And we are Get Right Fantasy Network. So we really do appreciate you joining us here. So, um, as I was saying before there, again, we just really, really like it. Or he's saying, I like the upside here on Pollard, but I think Bill's smart enough not to really run against Tampa Bay. And it's tough. I mean, again, that's the call, man. So it's a roll of the dice, dude. It really is. Again, like I said, if I was in that position, I personally would start Harris myself. And again, if I'm wrong, I'd be wrong. Right there with you. I do have the luxury of not having to start him this week. So I am sitting him in the league. I do have him, but not everybody's in that position. So really do appreciate that again, Perry, and we hope we can see you again here next week, as you said. So, other than that, man, I got to start tinkering with my lineups here as well. Make sure, I have everybody set like I like. Then boys, I'll keep you posted on how we're doing on those over unders. So that'll be a lot of fun tracking that. I'll shoot you a screenshot so you know again who we picked and where we're at. Otherwise, again, we just appreciate everybody else. We'll be back on Monday doing our overreaction and our waiver wire show, followed by Wednesdays, buy, sell, trade. And then Mike and I will be back on Friday for your start sit questions as well. And then again, Sunday mornings here to get our lineups right before kickoff. So, from all of us here on the Get Right crew, to all of you guys out there, I guess in Get Right Nation, we're still figuring that whole thing out. But we really, really appreciate it, man. Good luck to everybody out there. Bring home those W's again, unless you're playing against me. So for everybody here, we appreciate it, man. You guys take care and good luck. Rasta